Hey y'all, this is Joe. I'm down here in the barn at St. Bernard Acres. How y'all doing? This is Thursday, June 1st. I'm still on vacation. So, and it's a gorgeous day outside. I don't know if you can see outside well enough or not. But I'm back out here. And what I'm doing, I've got to do my floor joists. And I was going to go buy 12-foot 2x6s and the 10-foot, 8-foot 2x6s to go on the outside. You know, to put my joist down. That, got thinking about it. That's like $130, $140 I'm going to be spending in, for that lumber. And I've got all of these old 2x8s here that, a lot of them need de-nailed. In fact, all of them do. But there are a lot of 8-footers, and a lot of them have been cut down to 90 inches, 92 inches, 94 inches. There's various sizes. Not 96 inches. So, why not use these? I realize they're 8 inches. I only need sixes, but these are here. That's $130, $140 I can spend on a couple of windows instead of buying new floor joists. It would be easier with the 2x6s, but got to use this stuff up, and I don't know what else I would use it on. So I'm going to do 2x8 floor joist, 16 inches on center. I've got to cut them down to 69 inches, less than 7 feet, or less than 6 feet on each one, because I'm going to have the two 2x8s on each end of it. I'm basically going to have 4 6x8 sections that I'll just set on the beams up there. So they all have to be cut down. Leaves all that left over on them. So I'll find something for that, I'm sure. If not, the fire pit. All these are untreated. And I could easily, with 8 inches, I could easily, do 24 inches on center. But I'm going to stick with 16 inches on center, primarily because the plywood I'm going to be using for the subfloor is used 3/4 inch plywood that I got for free from work. I got about 10 or 12 sheets of it, and I'm going to use 6 sheets. But because it's used, we pulled it up at work. It wasn't like abused or anything, but I'm going to go ahead and put them on 16 inches on center. That way I'll have no chance of anything sagging at any time. But that's my project for today. Get all the floor joists cut. Get everything up to the cabin site so that we can hit it Saturday morning. I plan on doing all the floor joists, taking the plywood up there, and getting the subfloor down. And when I get up there, I'll show you something I had a couple comments on, and I agree 100% with those comments. So it's a couple things I'm going to do up there, but I'll point that out when I get up there. So I'll let you watch me cut some 2x8s now. I gotta dig out is 7 of these 69-inch pieces for each of the 4 sections I'm gonna do. Because I have the end, then 16 inches, 32 inches, 48 inches, 64, 80, and 96. So that's my 8-foot by 6-foot section that I'm going to build. And in the middle of it, I'll have a double joist. Where my 2 8-foot pieces meet, I'll butt these together. Same with the long ways. Going down the middle will be 2. So, yeah, I need 7 of these for each one. At 69 inches, that's 28. It's going to be a while. And hope I have enough over there. I should. Then I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 8-foot pieces. That I don't know if I have. I mean, I might have to buy a couple 8-footers. Or I got some 8-footers over there that I haven't used yet. So let me keep cutting my 28 that I 69 inches that I need. Gotta go dig through the pile, find some more. I don't want digging that wood without gloves. Don't know what you're gonna find in that pile. Alright, there's 28 of those at 69 inches. Now I need to see if I can find 8 of them at 96 inches. And it looks like somebody had these together at 16 inches on center for something. So I should be able to find 8 of them. Might have to clean them up, but I shouldn't have to cut any unless they're a little long. So I can throw them up here or de-nail them and check them out. Hopefully you guys can hear me over the generator. If not, this will be wasted. figure these are about 10 bucks a piece. So if I can clean a couple of them in an hour, 20 bucks an hour for pulling nails ain't too shabby. Denailing all those, clean all that up, cutting everything to size. I got about, I don't know, let me look, probably 3 hours into this, and I imagine I saved myself, in the neighborhood of $400 or $500 for 3 or 4 hours worth of work, and got to reuse a bunch of stuff that was down here. So that's how you build economically. I'm going to have the foundation done, the floor done, the subfloor, and the exterior walls done, and the only cost I'm going to have in it are some blocks. $70 worth of blocks. The rest of it is this stuff, you know, this kind of stuff that I've amassed and collected and not let people throw away. I got a lot of it. I still got, surprisingly, I still got a bunch of 2x8s over there. Probably another, I'd ready to say 30 or 40 2x8s. I didn't realize I had that many. They're a pain in the ass. I showed you that last one. I went ahead and showed it. They're a pain in the ass to do, but for $400 or $500 worth of savings, I can do that kind of stuff. That's pretty good hourly pay, more than I make where I work. Well, that was a lot of work down there in the barn, but I liked it. I don't mind working hard. Now, I needed to mention something up here. A couple of people have commented about it, and I noticed last night when I was editing yesterday's video, and I did a perspective from a little further down by the barn looking up at this, and it made me realize when I thought about putting the cabin up here and thought about this simple little method of leveling it, I thought the ground was a lot more level than it turned out to be. Just eyeballing it, it didn't look like it was going to be the slope that it is. And I had no clue that these 4x4s, the way I fashioned this, was going to be such a big rise. I thought a few inches at most I'd have to come up out of those pier blocks. But after looking at it from down there, and really I think Gary also had concerns when we were doing it about it being that much for the 6x6s to rest on. I think what I'm going to do, at least on this front end for sure, as I'm going to stack a couple of more piers, but it's just going to be full blocks going all the way up to the 6x6 to give them a little extra to rest on, because of the height of the 4x4s. Even with the 2x4 scabbed on them, you know, that's going to wind up being a weak point in the whole foundation. So I'll shore it up before we go, you know, much further. I have plenty of block, those old clay blocks. So I'll bring some of those out with me, and we'll just shore it up a bit and add a little bit, you know, much rather have too much than not enough. So I hope that answers any concerns people had, and by all means, if you notice something that I need to do or you think I should do differently, tell me. I do not get my feelings hurt. I said at the beginning of this whole thing, I am not in the trade. I am doing this from just like a little bit of work that I did many moons ago. And what I can remember. So please, any suggestions, any advice, anything that I'm going to kill myself with later, let me know so I can fix it before I get too far. But I have all my floor ready now. Saturday we'll knock that out. And I might be able to get some of the walls up Saturday if I can get my window placement, get my windows. Then you know, I'm not going to bother with the walls until I have all my windows and everything ready. So I can frame all that in as I'm framing the walls. And I should be able to get a couple windows by the weekend. We'll see. But Saturday for sure I'll have all the joists in, the floor deck, all the subfloor in, and that much closer. But I appreciate you coming along. Again, this is Thursday, June 1st. And we plan on spending the weekend out here July 4th. So it's going to be dried in. It might not have the metal roof on it yet, but it's going to have the sheathing and the paper. And it might not have the sides on it, but it'll have that sheathing and house wrap. So it's going to be dried in, and we'll be sleeping in it July 4th weekend. So that is all. I'm out.